Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Growing up, my family, we were extremely poor. My mother couldn't afford to buy us the new garments she wanted to get us, so pretty much all of our clothes came from Goodwill. But we had the best item that Goodwill had to offer because my mom was really great at picking quality. Even when I was older and I'd come home with a garment, I'd have a bag and she'd say, "Let me see." Before she pulled it out, she would feel it. She'd rub the garment between her fingers and she said, "Oh, that's saying something." She was listening to and feeling the weave of the garment and letting her senses tell her what the quality was. And then she'd look at it and she'd exclaim she liked the color or she liked the style. But even before she looked at any of those things, she felt that texture. She listened to the weave. My mother couldn't buy us new things, but she was phenomenal at keeping them like new. She was a really good laundress and she loved washing clothes so much we used to call it her hobby. Laundry is mom's hobby. Years later, I asked her about that hobby of laundering clothes, and she said, "I couldn't afford to give you something new, but what I could do was keep it like it was new. If I could maintain it like new, it was like I gave you new." The color would last, the texture would last, the weave would last. We were not allowed to touch my mother's washing machine. In fact, she called it her machine. Once, when I was about 5 and my brother was about 6, I touched her machine and I got my arm caught in a Wringer washing machine, and it still have the scars, and that's another story for another day. What I really want to tell you about is that filter. The filter in the dryer, my mother's thing was keep that filter clean. Make sure you keep the filter clean. She said, if you don't clean that filter, you're going to set your house on fire. And it's true, the lint and things get clogged up there. One year we had a huge air conditioning bill because Fatima hadn't been cleaning the lint out of the dryer that was going outside and being sucked back into the air conditioning unit. And it clogged it up. You have to clean your filter. The maintenance of things is like gratitude. The filter on our own life is the way we see the world. And every time we're seeing something and learning something and taking something in, that filter gets clogged with the last use. And you have to clean it before each use. If you do not clean your filter, it becomes the window through which you see the world. So the pain and the hurt and the abuse of the last experience affects the way you see the new experience. It's a lot of the reason why a lot of times people, the next person they'll date may have that one thing that the last person didn't have because of that filter of that experience. You're picking someone based on the last someone or based on the relationship, not looking at the constant as you, not looking at what was caught and left in that filter. The day before my mother died, she gave me instructions on doing laundry. She knew I didn't do laundry. She'd been doing it. We couldn't touch her machine. She said, "You got a lot of good things, and some of them can go in the dryer, but some of them can't." And she began to explain which things could and which things couldn't. She said, "That Miyake stuff you got?" Issey Miyake is the designer, and I love that designer. And it's pleated and folded and uses heat, and you can't put heat on it because that's how it's made. And if you put heat on it, it takes those pleats and folds out of it. She said, "Don't put that in a dryer. You can put it in a washer on gentle cycle, but take it out and lay it on that towel. Lay it on a good dry towel. Let it absorb all that water. Then get another towel, flip it over and put it on new towel and let it absorb that water. And it's going to be right as rain. It's going to be good as new." Her last instructions for doing laundry were always keep that filter clean. Always keep it clean. I'm asking you today to keep your life, your heart, and your mind, the filter on your heart and your mind, keep it clean. How do you do it? The best way to do it is through gratitude. Not gratitude that you have for someone else. That's critical and crucial as well. But this is the gratitude I want you to have for yourself. Think of a time when you did something for someone else and they came back to say thank you. Think of that time right now. Allow that time to fill your heart and mind. Allow it to just clean your filter so that the next thing you see, say, or do, or touch, that experience has been cleaned and seen through new eyes, a new fragrance, a new joy, based on what your heart had to give you. Too often, the gratitude that someone gives us gets lost, or we say, that's just my job, or that's just what I do. Use that gratitude to keep your filter clean. That way you can see and hear and know and really be able to say, ooh, that's saying something. I love you.